Right.
is not going to necessarily do you a disservice, probably below 50 lux. Now, lux, L-U-X, is just a measure of light intensity. And you can download on the App Store a free lux meter. And if you're an idiot nerd like me, you're going all over the house at night and you're sort of putting it in different locations. You're seeing, God, are there any kind of white spots here where, the lux is too high? But you need to drop that lux. By the way, it's a great way if people want to say, look, my REM sleep is deficient. How can I get more REM sleep? There was a great study where they did something similar to what I'm telling you now. 90 minutes before bed, they turned down the lights to below 30 lux and they pulled out all of the blue light. And just that trick of dropping the lights down 90 minutes before bed, below 30 lux, making it warm yellow light, increased their REM sleep by 18%.
Wow.
It's a huge margin, so no need for pharmacology. But to your question, why is regularity important? Well, I told you that light is one of the signals that can create regularity. It turns out that your behavior is another thing that will tell your brain. So meaning, when you go to bed and wake up at the same time, it acts like an anchor. It anchors your circadian rhythm. And it tells you, almost like a scene in a movie, this scene is now complete, a new scene starts. This scene is complete, a new scene starts. So every time that you're going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time, you are feeding the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the master 24-hour clock in your brain. You're feeding it signals of regularity. And when it feeds on signals of regularity, it improves the quantity and the quality of your sleep. Your circadian rhythm likes consistency. It likes regular signals. When you feed it signals of light, of activity, of waking up, going to bed, you improve the quantity and the quality of your sleep. That's the reason behind the underlying rule.
So having a TV in your bedroom is a terrible idea then, because if, on that behavioral point, if I'm getting in bed, but then I'm staying up for 3 hours watching Netflix, my brain is going to be quite confused about the behavioral pattern of what I'm doing in my life. It's not going to associate the bed with sleep. It's going to associate the bed with movies.
That's one of the problems that we call, it's called conditioned arousal, which sounds a lot more salacious than it actually is. It's a term that we use in sleep medicine, which may explain insomnia. So with insomnia, let's say that the first time you go to this thing called a dentist and you get in the chair and it's kind of cool, you recline back and, you think this is fine. But then after about 14 or 15 visits, when you get into that chair, you are no longer looking forward to getting into that chair, are you? Why? Because you've learned the association that being in that chair typically leads to a bad outcome. Now, the same thing is true with the bed. If you start associating the bed with anything other than sleep, and we give you a pass in terms of sex, but sleep and sex, anything other than that, you start to learn that this thing called my bed is this place where I'm awake, where I work, where I eat, where we have conversations, where I watch television. And so, if I were to, and I'm stealing Michael Grender's point, but if I were to say to you, bed, sleep, bed, sleep, bed, sleep, bed, sleep, bed,